everybody, and welcome to another award-winning episode of the board meeting presented by Team Hammercock. I realized last week, Jared, that maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Is this your third episode? This is your third episode.
Number 3.
I don't think we properly introduced you, because I had people I ran into some fans over the weekend, and they were like, "Hey, who's the guest?" And I was like, "Oh, that's Dr. Locks." They're like, "What? I didn't." So, would you like to kind of tell us a little bit about yourself, Doc?
Kind of putting me on the spot here. I met Zach. Let's.
You don't got to go into all that. You got to go into all that.
Yeah.
Just why are you on this podcast?
I don't know. Why the fuck am I?
I'll tell you. So
Let's hear it.
We're going to edit all this out. Here's what I think is great about Dr. Locks. Here's why Dr. Locks is on this podcast, and really the first and only guest we've ever had on the podcast, is because you're just as big, if not bigger, degenerate than all of us.
That's for sure.
It's 100% how we first bonded when we first met.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of gone from there. And what's interesting about you is you're really good at what you do. You're really good better because you love the random bets.
All the random.
Right?
Oh,
Like,
talk about
you are
random
the king
bets.
of the UFC.
Random bets. 2-0 last week in UFC. 2 underdogs.
Amazing. That's what I'm talking about.
That's a reason to tune in, everyone. I mean,
that's
plus
that's
180
exactly what I'm
and plus
talking about.
115. Where else are you getting those? By the way, UFC their underdogs went 9 out of 12.
So they went 9-3. How many of those were decisions? Do you know?
It was a lot. They had a lot of decisions.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because usually the decision, unless it's just completely obvious, it's gonna.
Yeah. Not this week. It was a really, really, really good week of UFC betting and betting anytime touchdown scores.
Yeah, I think everybody hit theirs except I hit 1, you hit 2, David hit 2. Oh, which by the way, David was not able to make it tonight, but we will be seeing a video from him later. So don't worry, you'll get your Mr. Hammercock fill.
You get your cock.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I know I hit mine in the Chiefs game. I know you hit both of yours. I didn't hit mine. You know the reason why I didn't hit mine because I had Debo.
That's rough.
And I think Debo went out early. Not only screwed me over on my anytime touchdown, but made that game a hell of a lot closer.
Yeah, I think that game would have been a lot different if Debo. What's that? If you would have played.
I was gonna say. So do you have any thoughts, like real quick hitters on last?
Yeah, it was interesting. I thought the Niners were just so flat. I thought their defense didn't get after Love. I thought that they held McCaffrey in check, kind of. I think he still had like 130 total yards, but he just didn't have those big splash plays like he usually does.
Not until the end. Yeah.
Purdy, I mean, I really think the Lions just have to say, you know what, Purdy beat us, and if Debo doesn't play, that's going to be trouble.
I'm right there with you. I don't want to necessarily get the pick just yet, but I'm with you. I think that Purdy didn't look to be raining all that.
No.
Right? So everybody's kind of, it was raining, it was wet the entire game, but does Purdy have like small hands or something? I don't know.
He doesn't have he has zero velo on the ball. I know that. But I will say there was 2 throws where he hung in the pocket and it was like 3rd and 9 and another like 3rd and 11. And he was like, he hung in there and threw a great ball across the middle, which I think he's petrified to throw the ball over the middle right now. He's just having flashbacks of throwing the ball over the middle, but that was a really, really exciting game.
Yeah, I thought that was a good game. I thought both games on Sunday were great.
Yeah.
Saturday, the Ravens just dismantled the Texans, but I say dismantled. The Texans missed a field goal to go into halftime up 13-10. And I don't know if the game would have been any different. They were super excited to be tied going into the half, but we talked about this the other day. They started running the ball with Lamar in the second half, and that was all she wrote. Kind of played keep away from Stroud a little bit, and they didn't score a point. They didn't score an offense. They didn't score a point.
What I thought was the biggest key of the game was halftime adjustments. Like they were really getting after Lamar in the second quarter, late in the first, and then the second half, it was like, what is this? Like, do they have the same scheme, a defensive scheme out there? Like, how are they just picking them apart? Justice Hill and just run. Their backs were just Dalvin Cook had a great game. Just like whoever, they just figured them out. Like they were playing chess while Texans were playing checkers.
Which is interesting, right? Because D'Amico, he's so damn good. The teams are so good against the run.
Yeah.
They could not stop the run at all. And that's, what's funny, no matter how much offensive schemes change, definitely 100% passing league, whatever. But that game was lost and won because of the run.
Yeah.
Texans could not run the ball to save their lives.
Nor did they try.
Well, they couldn't do it. I think what's his name? Singleton had one carry for over 11 yards, and he still finished with basically like carries for yards.
Yeah.
Stupid. What I'm surprised they didn't do is I'm surprised they didn't run more screens. I thought, let that pass rush kind of get over there and dump it over to Singletary. I'm surprised they ran a few in the first half, but they kind of got away from it.
Yeah.
But they're going to need to upgrade that offensive line. These Texans need to keep the receivers healthy. If they can do those two things, pretty dangerous.
Yeah, it reminded me of a college football game where everyone in the stadium knew they were running and they just could not stop them. It was bully football, and you usually don't see that in the NFL.
Right. Yep. Exactly. What else? What are the games? What was it?
Lions
and you had the Lions game.
What do you think about that?
That was a great game.
Let me ask you this question: where do you rank? If you're the Bucs, do you pay Baker next year?
Depends on what he wants. You can't pay him $40 million, which is the going rate for a top 10 quarterback.
Is he a top 10 quarterback?
No, I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback. But is he top 15?
Yeah.
I mean, if you flip Goff and Baker, are they having the same season?
Goff's a lot better than Baker, in my opinion.
I think so too, and I don't put Goff in the. I don't put Goff.
I've always loved Goff. He's always been one of my favorites. I mean,
really?
For so long. I think he's a top 8 quarterback. And I said this last year.
You just love those California boys, those California pretty boys.
That's right. You from California?
No, shockingly. But yeah, I thought the Lions did what they needed to do.
They're a fun team to cheer for.
They're a very fun team to cheer for, and they're full of Aggies. I mean, there are Aggies all throughout that organization.
Oh yeah,
it's great.
Starting at the helm, huh?
Starting at the helm. Defensive coordinator played at A&M. Josh Reynolds, good Aggie. It's pretty. That's a fun team. And I'm disappointed that I changed my mind last week because I was heavy Lions all week, and then I don't know. I got spooked by Ben Johnson having 4 interviews 48 hours before the game.
Do you feel like the Bucs should have covered though?
I mean, it came down to a 2-point play, right? I mean, I think if you're on the Bucs, you can say you were on the right side. If you're on the Lions, you can claim you're on the right side. It came down to a 2-point conversion. It came down to a fade to what you call the most underrated wide receiver.
Oh yeah,
underrated player in the NFL. Who should have jumped back into it and gotten a penalty. That fucking fade. I hate the fade. Hate it. But anyways, that's something else. We can talk about that later.
That'll be on our
Uh,
conversations with clock management and
analytics.
analytics.
I love the going for two down 14. I hate analytics. Well, I hate a lot of the analytics. I had a long discussion with David through text message after that, but like that's the one thing that makes I don't think you can argue with the down 8 going for two or down 14 and then going for two on the touchdown.
I'm fine with that.
I would be surprised if next year you see any team in the NFL.
Yeah.
I heard a stat something like 2017 or something. It was like only 7% of the time a team that was down 8 went for two.
Really?
And this year it was like 37% of the time. And so next year it's going to be 87% of the time.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, Harbaugh to the Chargers.
Yeah.
Pretty
That
interesting.
is.
That's pretty interesting. I like that, man. He's got it with that quarterback there. I think he can do some damage.
You know, I love me some Justin Herbert.
I know you do.
Top 5 guy.
And now he's got no excuses.
No. They're an 11-win football team next year.
You think so? That's a tough division.
It is. I know you,
especially with
you like the
Raiders
Raiders.
coming up. I think the Raiders are going to be okay. I like that coach. They got to find a quarterback. I don't know if McConnell's a quarterback, but he'll be fine next year.
Aiden McConnell looks like a fucking left tackle through his face mask.
Let me ask you this: what if they put Baker? Will you put Baker on that team next year?
If you put Baker on the Raiders, you're a 9-win team. You're a 9-win team.
That's close to playoffs.
Yeah. Chiefs Bills.
All right, you want to do these picks?
No, let's talk Chiefs Bills.
What?
Let's talk Chiefs Bills.
Chiefs Bills. I guess we haven't hit on that really. That game surprised me a little bit. I really thought I said on here last week that I thought that the game was going to come down to if Josh Allen plays clean, they win. If he doesn't play clean, they lose. And he played clean, and they still lost.
Yeah.
To me, that speaks a lot to Kansas City and how good they are, because they also kind of hit the brakes a little bit in that second half.
Well, I think they just couldn't stop. The Chiefs finally stopped the run, and the strength with Spags and the Chiefs defense is just their secondary. So once they stopped the run, which they were getting gashed in the first half.
Yeah.
After that, it was like, all right, bring it. And Josh Allen just didn't. He a lot of drops, but
yeah, I mean, dude, that ball that he threw to Diggs, that right through his hands, that was a crazy throw.
That was.
Diggs makes that catch probably 8 out of 10 times.
Diggs isn't there next year, right?
What's he make? Is he got some, well, probably not. You saw what Josh Allen's contract.
Oh yeah.
He goes making 18 to like 48 next year. They're done.
Yeah.
Done. It's gonna get a hell of a lot harder.
Yeah,
There's a guy in my office. That's a huge Bills fan. His family's from Buffalo. He grew up in California, but he's a huge Buffalo.
Does he listen to the pod?
I don't think so.
Well, now he has to, because he gives a shout out.
I'll tell him. Yeah. Anyway, so I was trying not to give him too much shit on Monday morning when I saw him, but I was like, only half joking. You got to trade Josh Allen now. You got to trade Josh Allen. Get that first pick in the trade in Chicago. Get the first pick in the draft, and start over. Because I think unless you have Patrick Mahomes, who's the best quarterback in the league, it's very, 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 very tough to win when your quarterback's making $50 million a year.
How good is Patrick Mahomes?
He's unbelievable. He's great.
How can he take this wide receiver core to the AFC Championship? Like, these guys suck. I mean, suck.
How about that fumble?
Oh my God! Does he touch the ball this week? I'm betting his under receiving. He does not touch the field this week.
Why was he touch the ball last week?
I don't get it. You have Pacheco, who might be my new favorite running back. This dude runs like he gets paid per yard. in the NFL. Like, it is nuts.
You know who he kind of reminds me of a little bit? Just a tad bit. He's a little bit smaller, I think, than this guy. But they run with that same sort of intensity. Marion Barber.
You know something that's
RIP.
really crazy? My cousin who I was talking to, Evan, you'll get a shout out, bud. He said the same name. He said Marion Barber. Yep.
Dude, just so angry. And I'm just afraid that
You know what happens with these
there's
guys.
dude, well, like I said, Marion Barber, RIP, because he passed away this past
Yeah.
year or 2 years ago. I'm not saying Panchenko, you're good, baby. I'm not predicting your demise that
No.
bad. I'm just saying you're probably going to be out of the league here in 3 years and coaching in college somewhere.
Yeah.
But good for you, man. So let's that's a great segue. Let's go ahead and start talking about this week's games then. So 2 games. Actually, real fast, do you I'm putting you on the spot here. Do you have the standings, the overall standings
For us?
of our Dr. Locke's playoff football pick
Yes.
challenge,
Let me get it real quick.
which I believe is the official name.
What's that?
I believe that's the official name.
Yeah, let me find it real quick.
Dr. Locke's playoff official picks challenge
I love it.
2024.
Let's see where. Going through all my.
This is some good hardcore football talk. I'm not used to this. This is great.
Yeah.
It's a little different than what we normally do. Yeah, I hope it's not too boring because most people love us because of the easygoing banter. This is some serious football
Let's
talk.
do it.
I like it.
All right. So in last place we have ZB with 4.5 points.
That's me.
We have Mr. Cock 5 and a.
Mr. Hammercock, sir.
Oh, sorry, Hammercock.
Don't you can't slight our sponsor.
I thought you were like Hammer and he was Cock. I don't know.
No. He's the original Mr. Hammercock.
I love me some Hammercock. And Locks with 17 points. So
that's not true.
It's 6, 5.5, 4.5.
6, 5.5, 4.5. 3 games left. All right, so first game, Chiefs at Baltimore. Chiefs plus 3.5. 3.5 is just too many points. Give me the Chiefs.
Thanks. Do you know what?
Oh, and my first touchdown. We're gonna ride with our boy Rashee Rice, because who else are they gonna throw?
That's a good one. I like that. Do you know what Patrick Mahomes' record is against the spread as an underdog?
I do not.
9-1-1.
Straight up or against
the spread? 9-1-1.
Okay. Can I tell you something real fast? It's amazing to me about that
Yeah.
stat. The dude's only been underdog 11 times.
That was my next point. Yes, that's insane.
What the shit is that?
This is true greatness, and I expressed it last week. He is unbelievable. He is the LeBron James of the NFL. He makes everything look so easy. He's just a fucking winner. Like he's a fucking winner is what he is. Finds a way, when he has to score, he goes down there and scores. When he has to play, methodical football, he can do that as well. Third and how comfortable are you if you're betting against Mahomes and it's 3rd and 15? Never. It's never. You're always uneasy. And with that, I will take the Baltimore Ravens. This is the closest thing I could find. Oh.
So do you think Lamar Jackson? Let me ask you a question. This is great. I'm glad that you're on the opposite side, not because of the contest, because I think it's a good conversation. Do you think then that Jackson can outduel Mahomes?
Absolutely not.
Or so you're thinking that what exactly? That Kansas City's defense isn't going to be able to stop the run?
I think that
how does Baltimore win this game?
Baltimore has one of the greatest defenses right now I've seen in a long time. They're the Triple Crown They have the triple crown in on the defensive side of the ball.
What is that? Is that pass, sacks? What is it?
Sacks, points, turnovers,
Sacks, points. They lead the league.
all three. They are that good. They have a great matchup with Kelsey this week, with Hamilton, who's a stud. They have what's his name coming back? Who's the slot guy? The nickel? You know who he is. Anyway, I can't think of his name. But nickel. He's back this week. They just get after the passer. I do think you're right on Mahomes. A great prop bet will be Mahomes over in rushing because he's going to be moving all over the place. I just don't think they have the weapons on the outside to create separation. They just don't. And Pacheco's not going to get going. I think this is going to be a like 30-13 game. I'm still so confused on how to stop the Ravens. I don't know how you stop their offense, and they're not good. They run the ball. Lamar runs the ball. They throw it to OBJ. They throw it to the tight end. They throw it to just random guys. Zay Flowers and the guy who couldn't catch in Philly. Now he's making unbelievable catches. Like it doesn't make sense what they're doing. And I just don't see a way that I don't see how the Chiefs defense can stop them. And I love the Chiefs defense.
The Chiefs, how many times have they given up? So my question, you already answered, but I was going to ask you, so then do you like the under in this game? You think it's going to be like an old school, classic AFC North type game where
no,
it's 17-10? You really think that Baltimore is going to be able to score 30 points?
Yeah.
So my question is, how I don't know the answer. The Chiefs don't seem like a team that's given up 30 points at all.
No, but the Ravens, I don't know how you stop their offense. It's like once you stop the run, you have to stop Lamar. Once you stop the pass, you still have to stop the run. And then like these guys are wide open too. Like Zay Flowers is always wide open. Likely is always wide open. And these guys, OBJ is your age and still getting open. It just doesn't make sense to me.
If they score 30, that would be an unbelievable feat because the Chiefs have not given 30 all year.
They haven't given up 30 all year. I guarantee. What? I'm taking the Ravens team total over, whatever it is.
Man, I like it. I love it.
And my anytime touchdown, with all that being said, is Pacheco.
Yeah, when they get close.
I love his little angry ass. I really do. So he's my anytime.
Go to school?
Rutgers.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Schiano football. Greg Schiano.
Yeah, exactly.
General Schiano. Who was a quarterback in college that you thought was like a can't miss guy?
Like overall or recent?
And my era. We have two different eras. No, like one that came out and you were like, godly, this guy's the man, and just never panned out. I have one, and he played in Dallas.
Don't say that. Chad Hutchinson.
No.
Or Chad Henney.
Worse. Brandon Weeden. He was the greatest college quarterback I've ever seen.
He was 30 years old.
That's okay.
He was not young.
Who was the receiver who went to Jackson? Justin Blackman.
Oklahoma State, they had some teams.
Oh yeah.
They scored some points.
Back in your day, Barry Sanders.
Back in my day, yeah. Back when T. Boone was the student.
Yeah.
I truly, in this, I think there's still time. Mine's more recent. I was a massive, like, fans of this show will probably know the answer to this. I love me some Zach Wilson.
Really?
I thought he had a lot of Joe Burrow ish in him when he was coming out.
Really? He still has these sparks where you're like, hold on, is he good or not? And then the following week, he goes 7 for 21 for 39 yards.
And NFC Championship first this time. Lions +7. Okay, let's hear it. Why?
I think this team is special, man. I really do. I'm such a Jared Goff fan. Like we spoke about earlier. He is so good. They trust him. He has weapons on the outside. The coach has balls the size of Jupiter. Like he is just a fucking man. And the thing is, like, he does dumb shit, but his team believes in him so much that they believe that it's like a great call because I believe my coach so much. And that's important. They're playing for the city, they're playing for this coach, they're playing great football. I think their receivers are going to create separation. Their offensive line is unbelievable. So I think that's going to be I don't think that San Francisco's DBs will be able to hold up in coverage with the receivers of Detroit. Laporta's going to have a big game. And
How good is that guy?
he is unbelievable.
He catches this year?
Yeah,
I get something
it's nuts. And what
crazy.
this past week, he was just snatching them out of I mean, arms just stretched out, and he's just like snagging everything. And like tight end shoulder pads aren't small. Like for them to raise up their arms to catch a ball like that, that is unreal. I can see receivers and backs doing it, but these tight ends right now are just freaks. And I don't trust Purdy. Purdy is not a great quarterback. He's not a NFC championship Super Bowl contender quarterback. He doesn't have it. I don't think if they're down, you're not going to feel comfortable. You don't have a healthy Debo. I don't, like I said earlier, I don't trust their secondary, but give me the ball. I want golf. How much they trust. It was just so crazy to me how much they trusted golf at the end of the game last week. Like it was 1st and 10 with 2:40 left and they're still throwing the ball. Like that is
Throwing
just
the ball.
trusting your guy. And he's that dude. So I want, and Gibbs has been playing great.
He's awesome.
A bet real quick.
He's come on.
Yeah. A bet, that I've been playing a lot lately. So Montgomery will get like the first 2, 3, reps, first 3 drives, and then they just like completely blank on him. So if you're able to live bet his under after like the second drive, because he just doesn't get touches after that. So that's been hitting at a high clip here lately.
I agree. I had on the underdog last week. I had his under rushing and Gibbs over total yards.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. So let me ask you this: if Debo does play, and he didn't practice today, we're filming this on Wednesday, so we're pretty far out. But if Debo plays, does that change your opinion?
No, it doesn't. I think this Detroit team's special.
I've got the Detroit Lions +7.
Is that an iPhone?
No, it's not an iPhone. I hate the iPhone. I hate America.
I thought
Oh well, that fuck.
Zach.
I can't say that. Can't say that. Can't say that. Here's what I think this game boils down to. I think McCaffrey is going to have an unbelievable. I think he's going to catch the passes out of the backfield. I think he's going to run. Well, I don't know what his total over is for total yards, whatever it is. I'm probably going to take that. I think that this game is going to come down to Dan Campbell is going to coach this game Like he has absolutely nothing to lose. I think San Francisco is going to play so scared and so tight. I just don't know if it comes down to it. One team is going to sit on the ball and one team is going to try to play it easy, or one team go for it. The Lions are going to go for it. They're going to Campbell coach this game like his hair is
Mm-hmm.
like it's the most important game he's ever coached in his entire life, because it is the most important game he's ever coached in his life. Shanahan, I don't think Shanahan trusts Purdy at all. I don't think that he would love to take the ball out of Purdy's hands, you know. And Dan Campbell's gonna be like, "Fuck it, let's let it fly, baby. Let's just see what
Yeah.
happens." And I don't know if they're gonna win. I don't know if they're gonna win, but I think they're gonna cover something.
I agree.
So I would take the Lions and the over. I don't think that the Bears cover a very high scoring game. Like I don't think they're going to cover. I don't think they're going to win like a 30-10 game or something like that. I think if they win, it's going to be 30-27, 34-31, something like that. If it's a low scoring game, they can just completely shut golf. Right? I can see this being 17-3 or something, but that doesn't make much sense to me either. So I think they kind of got a little correlated parlay here. I think if you like the underdog here, you pair over your guy. My first, anytime touchdown.
No McCaffrey.
I'll go Laporta.
Okay. I have Gibbs on mine. I don't know if I said that or not.
Yeah, I saw that.
Gibbs will be mine.
And now, Jared, let's hear from Mr. Hammercock and his picks. David?
Alrighty, folks. Here's what we've got. I hope this works. I apologize for coming down with the influenza virus. Here goes. Game 1. We are looking at Chiefs-Ravens first. Our line is 3.5. This goes against everything that I have believed in. Usually in the playoffs, I just hands down go Chiefs and ride it. Worked last week, but now I'm going Oppo. I believe in Lamar Jackson. I have his MVP future. I also have a future on him winning Super Bowl MVP. So if that one's going to hit, I think they're going to win this game. And I do think they're going to win this game. I think they win by a touchdown or more. Both defenses are good. I like Mark Andrews being back. And wow, this echo is hard. Whoa. This could be a disaster. I am hearing what I'm saying 2 seconds after I say it. It almost makes... I wonder what that did. Hello. Well, we'll see. Okay. I got Ravens minus 3.5. I think it's the year of Harbaugh. I think Harbaugh's go win 2 titles this year as brothers. And I think they beat the Chiefs by about 8 points. Well, I was just thinking, I do also like the over in this game. I think people are over hyping both defenses, while I still think you have the 2 best quarterbacks playing in this game. But for my anytime TD in this game, give me a Lamar Jackson rushing touchdown. Next game, San Francisco -7. And I'm going with San Francisco. I think Debo's going to play. I think San Francisco kind of got what they needed last week in a shock. Weather's going to be good. I kind of think San Francisco runs away with this one. I know Detroit gets their center back, Ragnow or whatever. But I still think San Francisco is able to get pressure. But I do think both teams are going to be able to move the ball and score. I don't believe in, like, Detroit's not going to make the Super Bowl. And I don't think they're going to cover, because that game last week, if that corner doesn't get hurt for the Bucks might end up winning that game. Detroit's tough and all that, but Purdy now, good weather. I'm a Purdy believer. I also have him possibly, I have the future on him being Super Bowl MVP. I bet on him and Lamar Jackson. So, yeah, give me the Niners by 14 plus. I don't kind of think. I think they run train. So both favorites, both home teams, covering -3.5 and -7. Baltimore -3.5. Lamar Gus. San Francisco -7. Ayuk. Ship it. And I am open to any additions that my silent partner, Mr. Cade, would like to add. And or, you know what? Cade, if you are feeling a change to my anytime touchdown on, let's stick with the San Francisco game. I will yield to whatever you're feeling.
David, I'm going with George Kittle. Anytime.
I'm guessing Ballinger went Detroit here to, I bet Ballinger went KC Detroit, and I bet me and Locks have the same picks. I'm a half point back. Ballinger's at 1.5. And we got 3 points available this week. And then what I assume will be 1 or 2 next week, or 1.5 or 2. So let's ride. Mr. Hammercock out.
Thanks, Dave, for those picks. Man, those sure were some special ones.
Good job, Dave.
To you. Hope you feel better.
Yeah.
All right, parting words. It is late. We got to roll. You got to get up in 4 hours.
Yeah. I saw a bet. If you like San Francisco, the Super Bowl MVP odds, Christian McCaffrey's plus 800 right now.
How's that possible?
Plus 800.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So you might want to check that out if you have that option.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense. That doesn't make sense at all, actually. San Francisco is the biggest favorite. They're going to be favored over the AFC.
Mm-hmm. I think let's guess lines real quick. Let's see if we can foreshadow the matchups real quick.
Okay, I think San Francisco. All right, so give me the Chiefs versus the Lions. Oh, another thing, a reason I like the Lions too. This is the year of the long-suffering, weird champion. Started off with the Nuggets winning the NBA championship.
You just had to have your Rangers inserted in this bullshit, huh?
My Texas Rangers winning the World Series. How amazing would it be? Detroit Lions won the Super
That
Bowl.
would be cool.
Get out. So, but with that being said, give me Chiefs and Lions. Give me Chiefs minus 4.5.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say 4.5. So let me run through them real quick. So Chiefs, Lions, Chiefs, Niners.
Chiefs Niners. I think it's going to be like probably a 2-point game or 2-point line. I would guess probably maybe San Francisco -2.
I was going to say 2.5. Okay. Now Ravens, Lions.
Ravens
6.5.
minus.
That would be mine.
You think 6.5? That's probably about right.
You'd say the same?
Yeah, maybe a little bit less, maybe like 5.5 or something.
Oh, Vegas zone.
I think he'd be under 6. Give me 5.
And then Ravens, Niners. I would say Niners -1.
I was gonna say pick.
Okay.
Give me a pick.
Oh, and
that's Mardi Gras Sunday too.
oh yeah.
You gonna be able to watch any of the game? You gonna be out?
No, I'll be watching the Super Bowl. Bacchus is that night. Yeah, so
this will be the first year I've missed Bacchus in a while.
yeah. Also something funny that one of our many listeners said. We're talking about the podcast, and he was like, "Wow, like Zach really knows his shit." I was like, "Yeah, dude. He coached in college," and he's like, "Really?" He's like, "What did he coach?" I was like, "He coached DBs at McNeese." He's like, "The guy on the podcast coached defensive backs," and I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "He doesn't look too much like a defensive back coach. He looks more like a practical joker." I thought that was the greatest line ever.
First of all, thank you for being a listener to the podcast. We appreciate your support. Second of all, it was linebackers and special teams.
Okay.
And I assisted the linebackers coach. I wasn't coaching the linebackers. Third of all, Practical Jokers is a funny ass show, so I take that as a compliment. So thank you.
This is your guy. This is you and your buddies. Don't read that top part. They might be porn up there, so let's not.
No, you live in the world of blurriness. So here's on the video, you're clean as a whistle. You're clear as can be. But right now, you're blurry as shit.
You're getting blurry too.
See that? Oh, we gotta roll. All right, Jared. Good times.
Great
man.
times.
Oh, real fast. There's no way anybody stayed this long and listen.
All my listeners do.
If you're
all my listeners stay to the end.
Don't cheat, Dr. Locks. But the first 3 people to subscribe, comment on this video, Jared Sucks, gets a free hat. We'll send you a nice little hammer.
Ooh.
Big time. Jared, don't lie.
I'm not.
Don't tell your friends. So, Jared Sucks. First 3 people, hat will be out to you next week.
That's right. There is no UFC this week, which sucks. I wonder. Oh, I have a play, but it's tonight.
It's right now.
Yeah, it's. Let me see.
That's weird.
No, it's not at all. We have tennis.
Oh, I thought you meant MMA.
No, we have tennis. We have center over Joker tonight. I think he's like plus 190. I'm gonna go all in on Mr. Center.
What time is that? What do you say? How do you?
It's the Aussie Open, so.
Yeah, but how do you specify the start of a tennis match? Right, like it's first pitch, it's kickoff, it's jump ball, it's we're dropping the puck. What do you say for tennis?
Serve on.
First serve.
Serve on.
So what time is serve on? That's the gayest shit I've ever heard in my life.
I don't know. Let me check real quick. Watch.
No way. It's serve on.
Serve on. That's what it is. Oh, do you have a pick for the golf tournament?
It started today weirdly.
Yeah.
I went with Jason Day this week. I think he was 2 over.
2 over?
That's good.
Anyway, all right. I love you. I'll
Hey, by the way, so we're gonna. I love you. We're gonna put this. Almost. This will be released like Friday morning. All right,
I
brother.
do.